Hi everybody, my name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So today I want to talk about asking others for help. Now this was a big one for me. I had some major walls around my heart and the last thing I wanted to do was ask anyone for help. And I thought it was because of other reasons. I thought because I was in my empowered feminine energy and my independent energy that I didn't need to ask for help, that I could do everything on my own. But it's only after I started to open my heart again and to actually, ask for help from friends that I started to understand why my blocks were there and why it's so important to let those guards down. So as I said, I put it all down to my independent energy and that I was so good on my own that I didn't need to ask anyone for help. That I was like, I can do this on my own. I've done it on my own for so long. But I've realised that I used to ask for help. I did in the past, but I used to also become very codependent on people. And I think unconsciously I was afraid that if I asked for help or admitted that I needed help, that was a codependent behaviour. And, I've come to realise that you can still need something without actually being dependent on it. And there was other reasons as well. I'd walked away from so many unhealthy relationships, friendships, family members. As I'm on my spiritual journey, as anyone is on a healing journey or spiritual journey, things tend to fall away. People, scenarios, jobs, etc., they all tend to fall away. And because of this, because of having to make those hard decisions, I actually blocked my heart up more than I've ever blocked it before. I caged it up. There were steel doors around it. And this was obviously because I was afraid to get hurt again. My major core wound is my abandonment wound. I think we're always continuously healing these parts of ourselves. My biggest wound is my abandonment wound. So because I'm doing the work on myself now, and literally because I'm only opening my heart fully now, I'm starting to realise what my blocks really were around asking for help. And it wasn't just because I was an independent woman and I was strong and I had to do everything on my own. It was because I was scared. I was afraid to let anyone in again because unconsciously my inner child, my abandonment wound was re-triggered. It gets re-triggered over and over when I have to make hard decisions to walk away from people. Now, even though it was my decision to walk away from certain people, my inner child will still be kind of going to herself, why does everyone leave? And after doing an intense meditation the other day with this group I'm in, I realised my blocks. I had this blocks that I wasn't worthy to be chosen by anyone, and that everyone just leaves. So because of these blocks, I actually kind of repelled in a sense. So, these barriers, people notice these barriers, not consciously, but they're energetically there. So no one is going to come into my circle if I don't want them in my circle. So and these were very, very massively steel doors around my heart. I wasn't letting anyone in again because I was scared. I was scared that I was going to get hurt. So I was like, I can't ask, this is unconscious as well, until I did the meditation on this to just discover this core wound. As I said, I was a strong, independent woman. I don't need help. I can do it on my own. This was my belief as to not asking for help, or as to not needing help. But now I'm after doing the unconscious healing, I figured out those reasons. I'm afraid to get hurt. I'm afraid that people will just leave. If I just tell people my secrets again or my problems again, they're just going to leave. And, I've had so many experiences in my past where I have opened up to people my deepest, darkest traumas, my wounds, my pains, and they're all gone. All those people are gone, except for the few that I have in my life now, the few that I appreciate. But I've come to realise by not letting them in, that's actually quite selfish. Because friendship goes both ways. And, I love helping others. It is my purpose and it fills me with such fulfilment to help others. But by not asking your friends for help, you're kind of thrown out there that you don't trust them. This puts a barrier between you, but it also is selfish. Why am I denying my friends the fulfillment of helping? And that's the thing. I only discovered this morning. Like, you know, I used to be thinking as well, I don't want to, obviously the unconscious wounds were there and me not wanting to be hurt again, afraid to open up because everyone just leaves. This was my unconscious wound. But then I was like, hold on now. I have very high quality people in my life now. My circle is very small, but these people mean the world to me. So because of the love I feel for them, I should be letting them in. It's not that I'm going to be a burden to them. They want to help me. And somebody said this to me a few weeks ago. People like to help people. People like to help others. And I was triggered by this. And I was like, do they really? Do they? You know, and I'm the biggest helper. I will help anyone. But because I blocked myself away from the world for so long, I'd forgotten that people were so nice. I'd forgotten that people actually, not that they were so nice. I knew that people were good. I'd forgotten that people want to help. We do want to help. And I've noticed the benefit of actually opening up to my friends lately and letting my guards down. You know, our friendship becomes stronger, but I've also realized that they do want to help. You know, you're continuously helping somebody and they're so grateful to you for helping them. They want to be able to help you back. They want to be able to repay you in some way. You know, that's how friendship goes. It's a two-way street. And they get fulfillment if they can help you as well. And like it's fun. Like I was so closed off, I was forgetting what friendship was really like. You know, and every time I was communicating with my friends, I'd be helping them. But if they'd asked me how I was, I'd be like, I'm grand, yeah, I'm fine. And I could be after going through a massive dark night of the soul. I could be really, really low and just going through the shit. And I'd be like, no, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need to ask for help. So I'd be like, I'm grand. How are you? Let's fix you. You know, and I never even realized how selfish that is, because your friends are there. They love you as well as much as you love them. And they're here to help you as well. And they get fulfillment out of helping you as well. And I can feel that. You can feel that energy. Like when you break down those walls, the friendship gets stronger. And it makes you want to break the walls down even further. And that's the thing, like, you know, I was so in my little box. I was so caged up, so afraid of being hurt again, unconsciously, as I said. Because, well, actually, I was starting to figure that out. You know, I thought it was the whole independent woman thing, but it's like I was afraid to let anyone in because I was afraid to get hurt. And as I said, my circle is so small, but they're so important to me. And like that's where I kind of realized today, if they're so important to you, let them in. They want to help you. And I love her. Like, you know, me and my bestie at the minute, I'm going through a bit of a dilemma and she knows a little bit more about this kind of stuff than I do. And we're having a great back and forth on it. We're having a great laugh about it, you know, and it's making me feel alive. And it's making me feel less worrisome, I suppose, because, you know, it's taking the stress off me. Me trying to figure this out on my own when I'm not even, I suppose, knowledgeable in this area, it's hard, like. But when you let somebody in who actually has that knowledge, it's like, it makes it so much easier and it makes it lighter. And it actually makes it fun, so the dilemma doesn't actually seem that bad because you're getting good advice and good feedback. And it's the same, like, when you have those barriers up, that can lead... Sorry, 1 second. Just 1 second, sorry about that. So when you have these walls up, this can lead to a kind of a block between you and your friends. Like, they'll feel that energy. If you've got an energetic block up against people, they will feel that. So there's a kind of a tension there, and not a bad tension. They're still there for you. But it just feels like a bit of an imbalance. But when you let those walls down, the friendship becomes more alive, more beautiful, more loving, more equal. That's the word I'm looking for. It does, and it is beautiful. Like there's a, and it makes you feel less alone. And that's the thing, like I was so strong. Well, I believed I was so strong. I believed that I didn't need anyone else. I believed that being alone was my superpower. And that I felt wrong for me to say that I needed anyone in my life. And one of my biggest triggers lately, and the universe keeps putting messages in front of you over and over again to wake you up, to kind of show you what you need to learn. And more than once lately, it keeps happening, to be honest. I keep hearing, whether it's on television or I'm reading it, the phrase, humans aren't supposed to be on their own. Humans are here to share, to be in love with each other. And that's the thing, like I used to suffer anxiety and depression when I was younger, even in school. And most people hated school. I loved school. Why? Not because of the schoolwork, but because my friends were there and I didn't have to be on my own. My friends all through my life, now even if they're not in my life now, they were my biggest support system and they are my biggest high in life. I love sharing the happy with my friends. I am the best version of myself when I'm with my friends because they bring out the crazier in me. Like I'm crazy anyway, and I have those quirks and I'm always, the weird one. But when I'm with my friends, my crazy gets louder, and it's like I become more full of love when I have friendship around me. When I have people around me, I love to share happy. And when my friends are happy, I buzz off that as well because that makes me happier. So it's you uplift each other by being connected, and that's the beauty of it's connection. And I was so blocked away and so I was isolating myself to heal. But I was afraid to let anyone in, but I forgot the beauty of connection. And I'm I have those online communities and I'm starting to see the support there, and I have soul sisters as well that I've met online as well. And I'm feeling that support, I'm feeling that warmth, but I forgot what it was like, and I was still kind of blocked away from that up until lately. It's only the last couple of weeks that I've actually started to open up fully. And that, I went through a heart awakening as well, and because of that heart awakening over the last few weeks that I've started to let my barriers down again, and that I've actually started to open up and ask for help. I've gone through my spiritual awakening and I do it all on my own, and I muster through, and if somebody asks me how am I doing, I'm like, I'm fine, yeah, I'm grand, because I'm strong, I'm an independent woman, I do this on my own, I don't need help. And that was the fear I had. My fear was, if I needed somebody, then I become codependent again. But it's actually okay to need. And it's not like I need it. I'll survive without it. I'm okay on my own. I'm strong alone. But it's okay to need comfort. It's okay to need love. And it's okay to need companionship. It's okay to let people in. And that's what it was. It wasn't my fear of losing it wasn't just my fear of losing my independence. It was my fear of getting hurt again. I've told people in my past my deepest secrets, and I haven't even spoken to these people in years, and this is the biggest fear I have, is opening up to somebody or anyone again and them just leaving. And that was the core wound that was triggered in me, my abandonment wound. My inner child just felt that everyone left and everyone abandoned me. So therefore I was just not opening up or not asking for help to anyone, because it was like, they're just going to leave, and it's this core wound inside me, this belief I had that the minute I tell somebody a secret or let them in, ask them for help, they're just going to leave. So I don't want to be open anymore. And because of the heart awakening I went through, and because I am letting down the walls, I'm seeing the beauty in it. The beauty in asking for help. And as I said, I get such fulfillment out of being able to help people. You know, I care so much, but people care about you as well. You know, and people want to help as well. And I understand that now. It's actually selfish, you know, not to ask for help. I thought it was selfish to ask for help, in a sense. There was a part of me that was like, I don't want to be a burden. But you're not a burden. When somebody loves you, when somebody cares about you, you're not a burden. They're actually so happy that you ask them for the help. They feel purposeful and needed and fulfilled being able to help you as well. And like, I only discovered this morning, like, and I'm like, wow, like, you know, people do want to help. People do care. People do want to feel like they have meaning in your life as well. And that's how friendship works. It's a two-way street, you know, and I forgot that. And that in itself, because of my blocks, I was blocking the potential of these friendships. I was blocking how amazing these friendships really are. I wasn't appreciating them enough, and that breaks my heart. I wasn't appreciating them enough, because that's what it is. It shows your appreciation for somebody when you can ask them for help. It shows your trust in that person when you can ask them for help. It shows that, you know, how much they mean to you when you open up to them, when you ask them for their advice. This shows them how much they actually mean to you. You know what I mean? So it's really beneficial for any kind of friendship or relationship to speak what you're thinking, to speak what's on your mind, to ask for help, to ask for that comfort if you need it, to set those, you know, to speak your truth. You know, we tend to isolate ourselves. We think we have to do it on our own. We think that because of, and that's the thing, it's because of the hurt we've gone through. We're like, look, I'm doing it on my own now. No one can hurt me if I don't let them in. But we're missing out on such massive beauty, such unconditional, loving energy when we don't let people in. And that's the thing. I've been asking myself while I was going through this heart awakening, because my heart was in such pain. When you go through a heart awakening, your heart just bursts open, but it bursts open and it's raw. It shows you everything you've ever been faced with and all the shit that you've ever been faced with. And it's kind of like a test, I think, in a sense. It's kind of asking you, the way I questioned it was, what's the point in opening up if I'm only going to get hurt again? Is it worth it? Is it not easier to stay in my box? Is it not easier to stay behind these walls? Is it not safer? I can't get hurt if I don't let people in. But now that I'm breaking down those walls, and now that I'm letting people in again, I'm remembering how beautiful that is, how beautiful connection is. And that's what it is. It's so beautiful. And like, you know, I'm only at the start. Like, I'm still breaking down these walls. But as I said a couple of weeks ago, I was literally going, is it not safer to stay in my box? Is it not safer? I won't get hurt here. But the fact that I'm opening up more now, and I'm like letting this love into my life, I'm like, wow. I'm glad. I'd rather taste it, even if it's brief, than not taste it at all. That phrase, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. And I'm starting to believe that, because no matter how small, that love that you let into your heart, and that love, your love gets bigger as well. That's the thing. You're letting the love in, but the love that you have to give gets bigger. You know, and I've always had the love to give. I've always been the helper. But I anytime anyone would try, or, you know, to reciprocate, I'd be like, no, you're not getting in here. I'm safer if you don't get in. But I'm starting to open up and let them in, and I'm bursting more with love because of that. So that's the thing. It's beautiful. It's actually so beautiful to feel that. And as I said, my friendships are getting stronger because I'm breaking my walls down, and I'm actually asking for the help, and I'm actually saying, hey, you know, can I have some advice? Can I have some support? And it's nice. It's nice not to feel alone anymore. And that's the thing. I had friendships. My circle is small, as I said, but I had really great people right there. But because of the walls around my heart, I felt so isolated and alone. And I wasn't appreciating them for who they are to me. And now I'm like, Jesus, like, they're amazing. They're so, so amazing. I'm getting to see how beautiful they really are because I'm opening my heart more. I knew they were beautiful. I knew they were. But I was like, I wasn't appreciating it as much as I should have because I was closed off. Because I was afraid to get hurt. And now that I'm opening up again, I'm like, oh my God, these friendships are getting stronger. And I feel so much more supported. I feel much more connected. And I don't feel alone anymore. You know, and I was making myself feel more alone and feel more isolated because I wasn't letting these people in. So this is my message for today, is don't feel like you're a burden. Don't feel like that you're, you know, being greedy or being a hindrance to somebody for asking for help. It's actually selfish not to ask for help. And I'm realizing that now. You're doing such a service by giving help, but you're actually doing a service by asking for help because you're fulfilling the person that you're asking, because you're giving them your trust and your heart for a moment. And then you're happy, but they're happy. You know, and like, you're denying a person that fulfillment if you don't ask them for help. So, you know, let those walls down. Don't be afraid to let that person in or let those people in. Don't be afraid to let love in. Don't be afraid to try. Because the last year I have been so closed off. I did not want to let anybody in again. I really didn't. And I was lonely. And I wasn't admitting to being lonely because I thought if I admitted that I need somebody, it means I'm lonely. I am alone, but I'm not lonely. This is just powerful energy I had. And yes, I am happy in my own skin and I'm happy with my independence and being on my own. I am. But it turns out I think I was actually isolating so much that I was lonely and I was in denial. And I'm not feeling that loneliness anymore because I'm opening my heart again. And I'm letting my friends in properly. You know, and I'm appreciating them for who they are rather than just staying in my box and going, no, you're just going to hurt me, you're just going to hurt me. Like, open your heart. And I promise you, like, I'm still in the process of fully opening my walls, but compared to what I was even just a few weeks ago, it's enlightening. It's powerful. It's powerful because love is powerful. Connection is powerful. And not being isolated and not feeling lonely and alone is beautiful, you know. And as I said, it bursts my heart open. It makes me more loving and it makes the world more loving as well. And it makes me more receptive to receiving that, you know, and I want to receive it, you know, and I'm ready to receive it. And I'm ready to continue asking for help. So don't be scared to ask for help. Don't feel like you're being a burden. Reach out to the people close to you because they do want to help. They do care. And they will feel fulfillment with helping you as much as you feel fulfilled in helping others. So trust that. Trust that people are here. You're the right people will look after you and they will stay. And that's it. That's the power of connection, the power of community, and the power of love. So trust that. Don't be afraid to ask for help because it's beautiful. There's beauty in it, and it empowers and makes everything a little bit more magical and just a little bit more colourful. So it is worth it. It is worth it to break those walls down. It is worth it to break out of that cage, and it is worth it to let people in. So thank you so much for listening today, and I hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so that I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help in your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path. Thanks again. Bye-bye.